What is going on, guys? This is Joey Young coming at you with an update video on the 60p. It's been a few months since you guys last seen the tank, and I did add in a couple new stocks. I swapped out a couple new plants, so let's go over the updates. So the first thing you'll notice, the SAE kind of just running around chasing this new fish. I actually picked up Dr. Fish, as you can see in the far right there. Don't know how I got it, but my local fish store had them like just in a random tank, misclassified. And I was like, wait, is that a Dr. Fish? I was like, holy crap, I think it is. And, you know, I did a quick Google, like compared the images, and it was hit. So I was kind of really surprised because normally, you know, these fish, they don't really get offered around the US. And also, if they are offered, you normally see the panda version of it. I picked him up because, you know, he looked, you know, different, unique. You know, you don't really see that type of fish around here. It was the only one because, again, it was misclassified in a random tank. Picked him up, so really cool. So he's just running around getting harassed by the SAE. The cherry rasboras are doing really great. As you can see, they have colored up really well. The males are the ones that are a lot more bright and they're redder. They are super colorful. And then the females are the ones that are a little bit duller, and you know, it looks like I have a really good mix of 50-50 there. So really happy with those guys. They're doing really well. As you can see all the way in the back there, that is the Bumble Bee Otos. They're doing really well. I'm actually really surprised. For my last update, I got a couple of these in the tank and they're wild caught. So, you know, generally wild caught transitioning to a captivity tank, you know, the parameters might be mismatched and whatnot. The death rate is generally really high for wild caught fishes. About 70 to 80% of these guys survive. So I have quite a few of them in here. So they're just kind of swimming around chilling. And they're actually pretty cool because they look exactly like little plecos. So that's the cool thing. And then it's very hard to see, but he's between a couple plants here. But this is a Hillstream Loach that I used to have in my discus tank. But generally they like colder water or cooler water, around 72, 74. This tank is running around 76-ish, so a little bit high for him, but a lot better than what my discus tank was, which was at 84 plus in the past. And I picked up two of these guys because I really love the colors, and they kind of look like little stingrays. And they're like tiny, and they're perfect for this tank. So I picked up two of these guys, and they're just chilling in this tank. On the left side, the plants, we have pogos in the back there. This was from the 125. I swapped them in here because I wanted to play with a couple plants, and the plants I was replacing it was the Liguigio white. I wanted to see if they grow better in the 125. I have two stems over there, so we'll see what happens. There are still two more Liguigio whites in here, and they aren't growing for me at all. It's just like super slow. I don't know what's going on, but we'll see if they will decently split or grow a little bit better in like a couple months for me. The sword in the back is growing so well that I actually have to continue to trim these guys almost like every 2 weeks. As you can see, there's a bunch of already missing leaves because I had to trim it so often. These leaves would spread pretty big. Probably this plant is too big for this tank, to be honest, even though it's a smaller species of swords, but swords in general are pretty big anyways. And then on the far right, I have some bonsais. They are growing so well, so well. I really love these plants. I used to have them in the 125, and then something happened where they just slowly started dying for me. I have them now. They look awesome in this tank, and actually, this is the trimmed down version. I actually sold probably like 15 of these stems to people, and I still have a bunch more. And then the new plants that I have in the middle there, it's kind of hard to see. It's behind this piece of rock, and then actually you can kind of see it on the left here. This guy right here. It's Downoi. It's the red version, so I have two little ones trying to grow these. I really never had success with Downoids in general. I finally got this tank dialed in, so I'm hoping that these plants will grow for me. And then also around the same area there is my blood vomit. The blood vomits aren't doing so well because they keep getting uprooted by the SAEs or other fish kind of like browsing in there and trying to get like their food. They keep getting uprooted and they can't establish to grow well. And these guys are rooted plants, so they need to stay put to do well. And they're not because they're getting uprooted. Like literally every day I would find all of them kind of uprooted. So tried a couple things and hopefully, you know, at least one of them stay rooted so that it'll grow well for me. And then finally, the Erio Japan Shingas on the far right, they have exploded in terms of growth for me. From the last video, the growth was, you know, slowly getting there. I think, you know, I was still playing with parameters and CO2 in the tank. Finally got it dialed in, and it just really took off. Did sell one of the Japan Shingas. Sorry guys, it's available anymore online. I mentioned in the last video, and someone picked it up, so that person is really lucky, because that Japan Shinga was amazing. It was huge. It was like 3.5 inches, and it was a beautiful plant. So these plants grow really, really slow. You know, they take like at least 2 to 3 months to even establish really well. As you can see, like that plant right here, this little one took like, I mean, that's 2 months, and it's still grown kind of slow. So these availability are going to be really slim to almost like none. But when they do become available, I'll try to mention it in, you know, one of these videos, or you know, post it on my Facebook or whatever, so that you guys can, you know, go ahead and buy it if you guys are interested in getting some, because I know a few people mentioned it in the last video that, you know, hey, if it's available, let me know. And I did in the last video, and then that lucky person went ahead and bought it already. All right guys, that is the update for the 60p. Everything is finally like getting dialed in. I finally like killed off the cyanobacteria for the most part. I know I've been struggling with the cyanobacteria for like at least over a year in this tank. Finally killed it, and it's looking really good. Plants are doing really well, so I'm really happy with this tank. Probably need to move a couple more plants, and then hopefully everything kind of grows in nicely. Let me know what you guys think about the tank and the update, and until next time guys, peace. Are you looking to take on the next challenge in the planet tank hobby? Then make sure to check out the purely aquatic Wabikusa Eco Ball. It's simple, unique, and easy to care for. This is the next level in the planet tank hobby, blending immerse and submerge plants together. Stop by the store at purelyaquatic.com to buy your own Eco Ball and rare plants.